Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Eric, the dude who grows food, and today we will have the, let's call this the mid-July garden tour. Not tour necessarily, more of an update. And the few times I've done these, it's been less of a bed-by-bed tour and more of a what's interesting in the garden. I think I referred to it before as maybe like the good, the bad, and the Eric, sort of highlighting a few areas that are going really well, some things that are not so well, and a couple of things that are quintessentially me. So let's take a look at what we've got going on. I'll give a kind of a panoramic view of everything, and then we'll start with the bad because I do not want to end on a downer. So as you can see, the garden is actually still relatively full. We are still harvesting. The bad thing that I've got going on right now, hands down, are my green beans. For the life of me, I cannot germinate any better than about 10 or 15%, and it is really frustrating me because I've never had a green bean issue in the past. I don't grow them in the mid-spring seed starting time frame where most people are getting them going because pests here decimate them. I found the last 2 years that when I planted a midsummer, late summer sowing, I wound up harvesting in late September to early October really clean beans, and I had no issue with germinating them that way in the past, but right now I'm struggling. So I'm going to show you real quick the slight success I have in this, but it's a cobbled success. So this bed here is actually a bunch of transplants with a handful of direct sowed that work. It was supposed to be 2 rows with about 4 inches apart per seed, and I germinated in that bed probably 5, and that was it. So the rest are all transplanted from cell packs where I'm germinating about 15% on them as well. So I'm really confused as to right now if I've got a seed issue as far as quality goes. Maybe it's too hot, maybe everything's just holding too much water, maybe it's all 3. Whatever it is, it's not fun. Now the second issue is something that I found yesterday. I'm walking gingerly through my mess of cantaloupe and watermelon vines. And I'm going to show you what I've got going on with cantaloupe, because this is the first year I've grown it, and I've already had what I'm going to call a really great success and a really great failure all of a sudden. So this is a patch of cantaloupes down here that I thought were doing really well until yesterday I realized they were sitting on very, very damp soil and they were starting to rot. Yep, and this guy right here, I can tell you right now, he's rotted. So this is not making me happy at all right now, because this is the 3rd one now that I've lost because they're sitting on this compost and it held too much water, because last Sunday, the 6th, we scored 7 inches of rain. A few days after that, 4, and another inch a few days after that. So things here are holding a lot of water, and these things are paying the price for it. So without a doubt, I would say those are the 2 worst things I've got going on in the garden right now. Focusing on a few positives, my watermelon's doing quite well. I've walking around the patch, I can see quite a bit, and yeah, let's go ahead and turn the camera around and take a look at some of them. So to give some visual context, if I can, there's a bed right there where you see the lettuce bolted out of. In that bed is actually where 4 watermelon and 2 cantaloupe plants originated, and they have spread all without here. I've got some soybeans experimenting here, I've got habaneros in this bed, and as we can see from the watermelon, if my shadow would decide to move, we've got watermelon there, 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 there. There's a few more around here as well. So that's nice to see. And I haven't seen it. Oh, you know what? I take that back. I did find one with damage the other day. I've got to figure out which one that is and get him out, because there's a hole in him and he will not ripen in that state. But when the time comes to harvest watermelon, I'm going to be excited to show you how I figure out if they're ripe or not. So yeah, seeing some watermelon on the vine is a good sign. It should, they're holding up well enough. Too much rain, they might wind up blowing out. I'm not sure. All I can do is wait and see, because there's not much I can do to control the rain, because we are kind of I'm a transplant up from Florida, the Tampa St. Pete area, and around this time of year, though they're kind of droughting right now, if I'm not mistaken, droughting, not drowning, we had a lot of afternoon thunderstorms that were pretty reliable down there, and this area here is very not like that. But I swear we're getting their action this year, because we're always under a thunderstorm watch of some sort. scattered thunderstorms, the heavy rains that came through. It's kind of odd. And, you know, I can't really do much to control the weather, obviously, so whatever happens in the garden as a result of that's going to happen, be it things getting kind of a little bit of root issue or too much water getting taken up into the fruit and it blows out. It's just the nature of it. Another fun little positive is how well my one flower bed is doing. Now, this is a combination of marigolds and cosmos and zinnias, and yeah, I'm happy with the way this looks. I got some good color going on here. I've seen a lot of pollinators. Hello, little man. How are you today? Nice work. So yeah, I wanted a full flower bed and I got it. So that makes me really happy. Another huge, huge plus is going to be this. This is 6 bed worth of sweet potato. And it's actually not all that I have. I put these in the ground probably a little over a month ago. And it's to the point now where I'm really excited because these leaves, folks, are edible. So I've got my summertime greens sitting here looking at me, which is really exciting because last year I had my summertime greens coming in the form of sweet potato leaves and beet greens. And for some reason this year, though the beets didn't do badly in this bed, the greens are horrific. I do not know what the heck is going on. So this bed is one of 2 beds for me for beets, and I'm pulling the beets out of this one first because the other bed I think is healthier with more beets in them, so I'm clearing this one out. And next door neighbor, the kale, has to go because that has just been aged out and beaten up by the harlequin beetle, which happens every year. One thing I also have going on right now is what I would call a tale of 2 strawberry sections, because I have cleared this section of all the strawberries and the weeds by hand, and you can see I started composting. Today I'm going to continue this process of compost, pathway, so on and so forth. Just keep moving the string down, keep filling it out, and that'll get this section up and running for the next round of production, which is going to be probably a combination of beets, hopefully beans, turnips, radish, maybe another carrot run as well. Compare and contrast that section to this section here, which is, again, a whole lot of weeds and strawberry beds. Now, all of these have to come out. I've got to mow them all down again because it's easier to work around it that way. And the first 2 or 3 beds over here will remain strawberries and weeds, it looks like, until the end of the season when I can pull everything out of there and get those strawberry plants, because there'll be probably somewhere between 700 and 1,000 of them, get a lot of those up in the north area, because I think those first 8 beds are going to be strawberry beds for next year. And I'm only going to have 8. I'm not going to have the 18 to 20 that I had this year because I do not need them. Another massive plus is the San Marzano tomatoes that I grow. It's been a pretty bum year for that. It got way too hot for these things, and I got a lot of sun scald damage. To give you an idea of what that looks like, you can see blushing. You can see a pale, fleshy looking color there. This is the start of the damage. If this damage wasn't here and you brought this into the house thinking it's going to ripen, this is going to show itself in the house and rot out. So I get a lot of those that I've just got to chuck away because they're just not working out for what I need. But we are coming close to hitting our target this year to fill the freezer. And earlier on, a few weeks ago, it was looking like that was going to be dicey, but I think we're going to more than hit it. And then I can get these beds out of here and put this one behind me. Now these are a couple of beds of southern peas. It's not specifically black-eyed pea. It's I think we've got Pigot and Mississippi Silver. I don't know which one's in which bed. Unfortunately, these are probably both climbing and I have no trellis, but it is filling the ground in nicely. And if I stay on top of it, I should get plenty of food out of that bed, which is going to be kind of nice. But this is one of those things I kind of call the quintessential Eric. It's me just trying something without a really great plan in place sometimes, and then kind of suffering, you know, the consequences that come when you actually don't put a really great plan in place. And then the other Eric is when you actually do think something through, you put a plan in place, you execute, and the plan doesn't quite hold up, And that's going to be the north side of this garden where I had grand visions, and now I've got a grand mess. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you've known that I've had this year, well, at the end of last year, I installed about 16 blackberries that came from suckers from over in that direction where I'm getting those things cleared up. You also heard me allude to in prior videos that I was going to put some sunflowers here that self-seeded, and that I thought I had enough spacing for everything, and clearly I don't. Everything is well out of control now, with the the sunflowers crowding out the blackberries. But you can see I'm still doing well with the blackberries. This is a Primark Freedom, so you can see I've got fruit coming in for the late summer, early fall. I have done a pretty good job of pruning some of these things, and I was going to keep them a lot more compact than it turns out I have, because you can see I've lost my pathway. And that is definitely an Eric. So that's the July update, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, we still got some stuff going on here. We've got some challenges with the weeds. The weather's been less than cooperative, but we are harvesting. Okra, tomatoes, peppers, beets, carrots, blueberries are still doing okay. Sweet potato leaves are coming on next. The blackberries are finishing out, but yeah. And now we're about to start our fall garden in a couple of days, actually. So yeah, times are busy, times are good. Hope all's well with you. I'll see you in the next one.